Welcome back to Lasco Ford. This is the 2020 Ford Explorer, and we decided to go with a 2020 Ford Explorer Limited just to go through some options so you can see what is involved with the all-new Ford Explorer. When they say all new, they really came to the table with a ton of new options, equipment, size, obviously features, room, it's awesome. So we're gonna just tear into this thing so you can see exactly what you could expect when you get into the 2020 Ford Explorer Limited or even the XLT or going into the new ST package, which is taking over what we had before in the Sport. Let's start at the front. Let's work our way around this thing so we can just kind of pinpoint everything about it. Now in the Limited, the first thing that I always take a look at is in this grille area, you're gonna have a forward camera. So we have a bird's eye view camera system that's going to be on this Ford Explorer 2020 model in this Limited package. Now you're going to look underneath here. What that's going to be is when you hit your windshield washer fluid, it's actually going to rinse your camera off for you. So if you're a dirt road driving or even just debris from coming through whatever type of driving conditions, it's going to have a nice clear view on your camera for you too. Things that I appreciate. Taking a look at the accent lighting. LED lights are going to be standard on all of the Explorer models. So LED is going to be standard. You're going to be in the XLT and above to be able to get your LED accent lighting that's going to be up above. You're going to have your fog lights down below too. Those are also LED. In here too, you're going to see these little buttons that are going to be the forward sensing system. Now you're going to have this square block that's in the lower part of your front grille. What that is behind here is where your adaptive cruise control, your preloaded braking system. That safety feature tucked right in behind here. If you look through here, we always talk about the grille shutters. This is a 2.3 liter twin scroll turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's producing 300 horsepower. Those grille shutters are going to keep the temperature of that engine burning at optimum fuel temperature. Okay, so we're just going to pay attention to these things so you can see and understand why. This is going to be a little bit more of a lengthy video with the Ford Explorer because there are so many changes. First thing I'm going to tell you right out of the gate that I've noticed is how wide this vehicle is. When you talk about luxury and comfort of sitting and having the room for the driver, passenger, rear occupants, you're going to have that room, that elbow room, that ability to move and turn without feeling claustrophobic or being feeling too tight, like you're not having that space, your own space. Cool things that Ford continues to do, whether it's the Raptor, the F-150, the Expedition, you're going to have Explorer written into the side here. Now Ford's been producing the Ford Explorer since 1991. Beautiful thing about it is 2018 #1 selling SUV. So you've got a big lineup of competitors, but they came to the table swinging this time. You're going to take a look at these big fender well cover things here like a fender flare, but the beautiful thing about that is very easy to keep clean. The other thing that's going to be nice about it too is it's going to help prevent a lot of that perforation or that rust from down the road after a long time of ownership. You're going to have a lot of that prevented by this too. A lot of the scratching, the rock chips, those types of things from just driving the vehicle, yeah, you're going to have that avoided. Things that I want you to pay attention to. Take a look right here, okay? Now, what you're going to see in here is an open gap. And you're going to go, well, what is that? Well, that's going to optimize your fuel economy by doing what's called a curtain around your wheel, okay? So you're going to have two more ducts that are going to come on this side, and we'll get those on video too. But what that does is that aprons air around the tire to reduce your drag coefficient. So you see one here and one here. So those are functional. It's not just for looks. They're using that to help curtain the air around it. Now you'll notice a lot of hybrid vehicles, which is also available in the Limited. We can get a hybrid version of this vehicle, but a lot of the hybrids have a ton of spokes in there, and that helps that drag coefficient by having the air move around that wheel instead of getting sucked into that wheel well. Well, that's what Ford designed on this vehicle too, just to help eliminate a lot of that drag. Little things like that add up when you're talking about fuel economy, which is very important to a lot of people. Obviously, we don't want to spend more at the pumps. Good size mirrors, turn signals built into your mirror, a standard blind spot awareness system, which is beautiful. You know, you take a look at the Explorer XLT with a 202 package, that's going to give you some more of the luxury features that you see in the Limiteds, but things that you used to only be able to get in the upper trim levels of Explorer are like keyless entry. Well, your key fob, take a look at that real quick. Your key fob, here's what it looks like, okay? So you're going to have your lock, your unlock, your remote start, your rear lift gate if you want to use that from the button operation, but you can also use that hands-free by just waving your foot underneath where the hitch is located, and then you have your alarm. In here too is a button that releases what they'll call a runner key, or a key to access the vehicle. If everything was dead and you couldn't access it for some reason, you still have a way to enter the vehicle. Nice thing about this is, as soon as your hands touch the back side of this door handle, and you'll see the indication of the light flashing here, that it's recognizing I am within proximity with this key fob to unlock the vehicle and be able to enter the vehicle. Other things that are patented by Ford, and I think just genius, is going to be your intelligent access here. So you have your keyless entry keypad, you put in your 5-digit code, that unlocks the driver's door. You'll then push number 4 after, that'll unlock all 4 doors. You can even push 6 on certain vehicles like Fusion and a couple others. That'll pop your trunk for you, or be able to pop a rear window glass if that's an available option on your Ford too. Now let's take a look at the side of the vehicle, okay? If we just look at the huge doors on this thing. So you look at the doors and you go, well, who cares about the size of the door? Well, you'll care when you get a little bit older and you go to hop in and out, and the ease of entry and the ease of exit of this vehicle for both the driver position and rear occupants is really greatly improved. So we take a look at this and go, I can hop in without having to climb up in it or sit down in it. It's a perfect slide in, slide out situation. And we were talking about some interior features, and we'll touch on that here shortly after we get done taking a look at the outside of it. But looking at the size of the door for entry and exit is beautiful. Think about this. Now I've got 2 kids. Loading car seats. How easy is it to load a car seat when you've got a tiny door in the back? Try an FJ Cruiser. You'll hate yourself for that. But take a look at this. With a big door in the back, very easy to put kids in and out of it, or remove an anchor system or a car seat that you've got a newborn, reverse facing, that type of thing. If you have that type of cradle that you have with a lot of the Graco products, perfect for this. We're going to show you even in just a few minutes how to fold that seat forward with leaving your car seat on the seat, so you're not taking it in and out to access your 3rd row. So if you don't have bucket seats, you still have very, very good access on a sliding rail system that Ford's offering too. So we'll touch on that here shortly. Take a look here too. Ford has started the capless easy fuel filling system on their the Ford products. Starting, it was back somewhere near 2008. So correct me if I'm wrong. Throw a comment in there if you know exactly what the year is. But right around 08, we started using this. What does that help out? Well, that helps with evap sensors. It helps with not losing your gas cap. It avoids having to do the locking gas caps. All these additional things that go along with just filling up the tank, right? You're going to be rolling on a beautiful set of Michelins on the 20-inch polished wheel. Now you have 2 different wheels that are offered on the limited package. They're both going to be a 20-inch. You're either going to have it painted, or you're going to have this, the upgraded polished aluminum wheel. So simple as that. Rolled with Michelin, the best tire that they make, in my personal opinion, when you're coming on a radial or a passenger vehicle. Now when we talk about the back side of this vehicle, definitely some major changes here. Not just the tail lights that you see that are protruding out on the side with great visibility. I'll hit that lock and unlock button so you can see those light up. But that's going to be LED. You're not going to see the little dots like you see with some of the other LEDs that are offered by other manufacturers. This is one solid, good, visible alert for drivers behind you. Great visibility in that respect. You got a large rear spoiler that's going to be on this vehicle as well. And then you have these little wind curtains that are going to come on the back side of the window too. And that's going to be an easy way to tell, hey, we taking a look at a 2020, we taking a look at a 19 or older. This has been the major redesign for Ford since 2011. So now going into the 2020 model, 9 years later, we have paid attention to how to improve this vehicle. Take a look at the back here too. So we've got a rear camera, and Ford has again now got another sprayer system to clean off the rear camera. We didn't touch base yet, but I will here shortly on the additional 2 cameras that are on your side view mirrors, and another camera that's going to go behind the rear view mirror on the inside of the vehicle, which is going to be for your lane keeping system, pedestrian alert system. Those sensors are tucked away and hidden, so it's not crowding the visibility of the driver's position. Now let's take a look at the hitch. The hitch, you're able to tow up to 5,300 pounds, which is a huge improvement from last year. The reason why we can do this, because we changed over to that rear wheel drive setup. Instead of front wheel drive, like a couple of our competitors, just to name a couple, you're going to be like, yeah, your Traverse, your Acadia, that's going to be more or less a front wheel drive vehicle unless you get an optional all wheel drive. Now this is going to be rear wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. So when you're talking about hauling that boat that's 4,500 pounds, you don't want to max out a vehicle and go, oh, well, I got 5,000. Now you got 5,300. So you got a little bit of overkill, which gives you a little bit more confidence when you're going down the road and being able to tow those vehicles. Whether it's a boat, whether it's an RV, whether it's a pop-up, whatever it might be, you have that ability. When you take a look at that hitch too, you're going to have a 4-pin wiring harness, and you're going to have a 7-pin wiring harness built in from the factory with dual exhaust down below, just to tighten up the way that the vehicle looks. So yes, it is an aggressive, sporty, predominant stance when you come to the 2020 Ford Explorer, especially with the Limited. Here's what I want to show you. I've got the key. I'm within proximity. What you want to be is about an arm reach away. But what I'm going to do is just literally take my foot, and underneath, you can just wave your foot right in that hitch area, and then you're going to have your power liftgate come up. They put the actuator right here, so this is going to lift and lower your liftgate for you. You've got windshield washer fluid that's going to come through here, some lighting elements that are going to come through there with your wiring. Take a look at the back side. Now you've got it illuminated in your cargo area, which has improved immensely by over 7 cubic feet more than what the 2019 offered, right? So now we've got a lot more room that's in here. You got a lot more space in that third row. That's what I personally noticed getting in and out of the vehicle, is you got room for sitting, literally a 6-pack of adults sitting inside here comfortably and without an issue there. So you're going to have a couple different controls that are going to be over on the left, and or I'm sorry, over here on the right. Now that's going to be for folding, to power fold, to put in a stowed position, or to put in the upright position, simply by touching a couple different options over here. Now, take a look. We'll move these mats real quick. You have storage for days when it comes to the Explorer. I like the little embossed Explorer right here too. Do you see that? I like that. It's just like, hey, I'm definitely driving an Explorer. If you haven't noticed it, with labeling and badging everywhere. Underneath here, this one happens to come with the all-weather tray liner in the back here too, but if you remove that, you're going to be able to see what's underneath there, additional storage. Now the things that you don't want rolling around, or you don't want access to occupants or kids or dogs or whatever's going to be riding with you, it's a good place to hide it. And this is a nice hard trunk too. So don't be worried about throwing something a little heavier back there and breaking that like you used to in like my old Honda Civic that broke in half because it was cardboard covered with like some felt, carpet thing or something. Anyway, 2 buttons here. So we can set this too. So if it's too high and you don't want to reach up this high to grab it, you can pull this down and you can literally set this. And it'll say, hey, take a look at your owner's manual to set this. But you can press and hold to lock this into position so it's not too high. Okay, why? Why do that? Oh, I got a power liftgate. I don't need to reach up there and grab it. I can just do it from my key, right? Here's why. What if you got a garage door that runs a little bit lower, right? You want to smack that thing against your garage door? Yeah, get ready to whip out the checkbook. I'm sure that ain't going to be cheap. So the cool thing here is you can set that so you don't have an issue with that coming up, especially now that you have a little bit more contour into that rear liftgate. Reverse sensing system as well. Your reverse sensing system is going to work with a cross traffic alert as well in a bigger vehicle. Get used to backing out of a parking space and having somebody trying to shark your parking lot to grab your parking spot at the Tigers game, right? Well, guess what? Now if somebody's coming across left to right, it'll give you an alert and tell you where the vehicle's approaching. So left to right, it'll come out and use not only your reverse sensing system, but a radar system that's going to be located back here to see if there's a vehicle coming left to right. That works and incorporates into the blind spot awareness system that's going to be in the driver and passenger mirror right here. That will illuminate in an amber color. So if you have somebody in your blind spot, then, well, you're going to be notified by it. We mentioned we're going to talk about the back seat. Let's talk about the back seat. It's huge, first of all. I'm not a huge guy by any means. I'm only like 6'3". Totally kidding. I'm like 5'8". Okay, so take a look at this. This is with the seat back. And now you have adjustments here to go forward and back. Easy enough. Here's the other thing. Armrests. Those are huge. I'm going to slide over so you can see a little bit better. You got armrests. Big bolstering armrests. Not some little namby-pamby, wimpy armrests. You got a good one. This right here, they wanted to eliminate the console issues, right? So consoles make it so you can't use it as a pass-through. Here's the other cool thing about it. Ford designed this so you could actually walk on it. Because guess what? No matter how many times you tell your kids not to walk on that, they're going to walk on it, right? So you're going to take a look too. You've got roof heating and air. So this is like sitting in a first-class jet, right? So you got heating and air that's going to come through your roof. Well played, Ford. Why? Because you got a dual panel moonroof that's going to go along with this. Plus you got your heating and air. Plus you got LED lighting. Plus you got your hooks. Plus you got Bang & Olufsen sound system too, which is indicated by this stainless steel looking mesh grille made out of aluminum, otherwise known as aluminum in the US. So in here too, easy to see. Where are my handles? Well, they're LED, so you can see that a lot easier because they're LED. So let's take a look at how do we access the back seat and how do we talk about some other options like, guess what? You got a car seat right there. You got a newborn. You got somebody that just doesn't like a lot of light right in their eyes when you're rolling down the road. Boom, got a vent, little sunscreen action, right? You got a button up top here. Look out. Wow. What happens there? Well, that folds the seat forward. We mentioned earlier, you can still have a car seat on this seat. So if you have a reverse facing car seat, or if you have that latch system that puts that cradle right here, I can still hit this button, fold it forward, move the seat on that slide, access the third row with a step pad that's right here because Ford thought of everything. Yes, God, I love working for this company. Here we go. Now you look in the back. All right, headrests. Guess what? They're out of the way for visibility. Fold them up, now you got them for safety. Simple as that. How do you knock those down? There's a little tether right here that pulls the headrest down. Easy as that. Now check this out. This is this seat all the way back. Tons of room compared to what you had in the previous one. Right, there's so much room. So yes, way to go, Ford. And the cool thing is too, it's comfortable and it's actually really soft. It's pretty darn supple. I really like it. So this is a unibody structure too. It's not a frame built car. So that's our first unibody structure that's over 5,000 pounds, 5,300 pounds towing capability. Why? Because we can. So I love this too. Take a look at the passenger seat. Full power passenger seat with lumbar support, perforated leather. B&O, Bang & Olufsen. Sorry, Bose, take a back seat like in the third row of some other GM product, because we've got Bang & Olufsen. Bang & Olufsen. Here we go. Taking a look at the interior of this vehicle and the driver's position. The faux wood grain, right? Yeah, hop into an upper echelon level like platinum. Yeah, that's going to be real wood then, okay? No animals hurt in the production of this vehicle. Sorry, I'm just kidding. I had to. All right, start, stop. You got the button here instead of where it's always at, like here for everything. The nice thing about that is it's out of the way. You got a touch screen here. There's two different touch screens that can be offered. That's why they kind of configured the dash like this. But the nice thing is, here's one of the touch screens. The other one, instead of sitting in landscape, sits portrait and goes up to, I want to say it's a 10-inch versus the 8-inch option. And then inside here, your LCD productivity screen can go from a 6-inch, let me turn this off, can go from a 6-inch LCD all the way up to a 12-inch LCD screen using all your dials as digital or LCD. Liquid crystal display, I believe is exactly what that is, right? So we're going to take a look at the different configuration of what you've got down here too for your heating and air conditioning and all your HVAC stuff. Well, heated steering wheel, air conditioned seats, not climate seats. Now you'll hear climate seats. Climate seats is just going to blow a fan. All right, air conditioning means it's blowing air conditioning through the seat. So if you run hot, perfect. This is the type of vehicle for you. If you run cold, perfect. You got heated seats too. Win-win. The rear seats on this vehicle are even heated. Bam! You know, I mean, just think of everything. I love the designs. Even on this, even the dials, it's just paying attention. You know, well played. So take a look up here. We're going to have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have those, okay? And I don't want to say you always have those, but you're going to have those on the limited models. You're going to have that on the 202A XLT options, unless you're getting a fleet base entry level to this, like you're going to have in a police vehicle, something along those lines. They've got enough navigation anyway. So you've got all kinds of different options inside here too. And this is the newest, latest, and greatest. You can go between the applications that you have, your serious traveling, which is beautiful, telling you the weather, sports scores, fuel prices, how's the traffic, where's the traffic flow, ski conditions, and how many inches are on my base. I'm just curious, right? Well, it's July, so I'm not going to tell you that, but because it's not going to tell you that, all right? Rear parking aids. Take a look down here too. So we got audio, you got phone, you got nav, all the basic setups that you're used to using. Did that just say Jonas Brothers? Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, things that I want to pay attention to. Your camera. Okay, wow. So this is our forward camera, and this is going to be our bird's eye view. So go ahead and if you shut the doors, watch the camera change. Boom, you got a drive-through situation. Well, I don't know where the pole is because I can't see, you know, down below my vehicle.
You want to back up for a second?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
Boom, turn dial, shifting. Look at this. With dynamic hitch assist. That's what this little dotted line is. Where's my hitch? I'm backing up to a trailer. Oh my God, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm all alone. Oh, but when I get closer, here, I'll pull. You just hit that button, and that zooms you in. Now I can see the ball of the hitch and receiver, of the tongue and the trailer. It's beautiful,
or
right?
The Lasco golf cart.
Here, or the Lasco Ford golf cart, right? Here's where we can change what camera views we want to see. I just want to see back. Okay, well, I want to see a 180. Or more than that. It looks like a 270 almost, but this is an angled view of the back of the vehicle too. Or I want to see back to my 360, and this is going to give you a 360 view of your vehicle. Even though ours is gray now, it doesn't mean your vehicle's always...
Explorer for a second.
Okay, we're going to pull up next to another Explorer. And all I'm going to do is down here, hit your camera button. There we go, right here.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to hit is that camera button will engage that view for you. So we're going to pull forward. And if you pull slow enough, it's going to give you that option. So check this out. I'm parking, don't get mad, I'm parking in a handicapped parking spot here. So look at this, pulling up right next to you. You see where the curb is. What's up, White Explorer Limited? 2020, this is what we do. Now it's our forward sensing system. Do you hear that beeping?
Yeah.
That's because when we get an approach towards this sign here, it's beautiful. You know, it tells you, hey, don't hurt me. I'm too pretty to get a dent in me already. I'm a 2020 Ford Explorer. Here's the other thing I want to show you. See this turn dial, okay? So I'm in reverse. So I'm going to turn this dial to reverse, right? And if I back up, and then I'm like, oh crap, I forgot. I backed up, but now I'm going to exit the vehicle, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, quick, let me grab this, but I forgot. I don't have a shifter here or here. You have this. So if I exit the vehicle, did you notice how it just turned itself to park? That's to prevent you from getting out of the vehicle and having an epic fail bolt launch experience like you see on YouTube all the time. Boom, right? Here's the other cool things that are with this. Do you see this button right here? We had to literally figure out what the heck that thing was. We're like, what is this waving hand? Does it wave like, are we in a parade or what? So if we push that button and we're in drive, it's the auto hold, okay? So you have what's called a hill start assist, right? Where you come to a stop sign. You might have a tow vehicle behind you, like a camper or something like that, right? Well, before you accelerate, have you ever noticed your vehicle rock back a little bit? This is auto hold to go, I'm gonna put a parking brake on so you don't roll back, so you don't roll forward if you're on a descent. It puts the vehicle into a park position even when you're in drive via the brake, right? So the cool thing is, I let off the brake, I'm not moving anywhere, right? But as soon as I touch the gas, it turns itself off. This is giving you the option to have that on in addition to your hill start assist. Okay, parking brake. You're gonna push down in order to release a parking brake. If you're gonna put the parking brake on, you're gonna pull up. It'll indicate brake on your LCD screen up in front of you, but to turn that off, you have to depress the brake and then you push down. That'll take your parking brake off. Make sense? Drive modes, otherwise known as Ford's Terrain Management Control System. Drive modes are you can adjust this and go, hey, I'm four-wheel drive. I'm going to be in a normal mode. I'm going to be in an eco mode. I'm going to be in a sport mode. Get this up here.
Yeah,
Whoa, boom, checkered flag. All right, so let's do this again. Ready? Eco mode turns to green. Has a leaf on it, right? Now we're going to go to a sport mode. Boom, sport, checkered flag, red, fury. Towing mode, tow haul. Boom, now it's just showing like gears like robust. Look at me, I can tow 5,300 pounds. I'm better than you. You know, that type of thing. So let's go back over here. Now we're in normal driving mode. And you have the normal driving mode gives you the mountains in the background. Now you have slippery, snow and ice, and it has crystallized little snow and ice things that pop up there. So if you are not able to really see what all of these different emblems mean,
oh, look at the trail.
Trail mode, sick. Here we go. Hold on, let me go back to it. There we go. Trail mode, and then deep snow and sand mode. How many modes are there? Okay, let's go back through this. Ready? You ready? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Deep snow, sand.
Got it.
Into the trail mode. Into the slippery mode with icicles. Into the normal driving mode. Into the economy mode. Into the sport mode. Into the trailer towing, hauling mode, 5,300 pounds. Yep, you got an app for that. You got train management control system for that. Then you have descent control down here. And then you have here our traction control, new emblem for that for Ford. Usually it just says TSC for traction, or TCS, traction control system. Now it's got a wheel looking like it's doing a burnout, fat smoky burnout. Auto start stop, this is gonna turn your vehicle off at a stop sign, stop light, whatever the case might be. Here's the thing that I like. You got a different motor lineup for this vehicle too. You got the 2.3 liter twin scroll turbo. You've got a 3.0 liter that's offered with a hybrid system too. Then, oh, I'm sorry, no, let me check that before I get a comment. I got my handy dandy book. I think it's a 3.3 liter that is for this year with your massive amount of all kinds of different options. 3.3 liter hybrid. Okay, so we have the 3.3 with a hybrid. You've got a 3.0. You've got the 2.3 liter, and horsepower ranging from 300 on the 2.3 liter twin scroll turbo 4-cylinder like we've got in here versus up to 400 horsepower in the ST. What? Yep, you got every option, and that's the beautiful thing is You've got all different options for every driving dynamic that you could use, whether it's family, whether it's towing, whether it's just room, whether it's cargo, whatever the case might be. The Explorer's got an option for you.
Can we look under the hood real quick?
I think we should. Why wouldn't we? Here's a cool thing about the hood too. It now says pull twice. So I've got your, it's, you know what? That's like the first car I bought it from a priest and never had a passenger in it. The suction was so tight on the seal of it, I couldn't open it. So on this latch right here, this is for your hood. You got to pull it twice. Okay, see how it says pull 2X? So you pull it once, pull it again. There we go.
That gas pedal too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the gas. Stop it. It's letting me know I've got the keys outside of the vehicle, but I'm still running. In case you can't hear me, that's why it's honking at me here. Let me make sure I get your hood up here. Dude, did you just see that? Hold on. I just found this out. I'm gonna do this again. Guess what? There is no little, let me find and fish for this. Because I pull it once to pop the hood, I pull it a second time to open it. Man, that's so cool. Hold on, I'm gonna do it again. Two, you see how it came up the second time there? Here's a cool thing, I walk over to it and I just lift it up. Cool, here's our hood prop. So now I don't even need that little, this is exploring the Explorer together. This is what we're doing. This is new, I love it. So, big strut tower stabilizer going over the top of your 2.3 liter twin scroll turbo. What does twin scroll mean? More power than a single scrolling turbo. And it has adjustments to it to do low end torque, high end power at different rates of speed. So it's not just out of the whole power like you get on typical turbos, or high end speed building boost. It builds boost significantly quicker, more efficiently, and fuel economy. That's what we're looking at. Massive strut towers. Did you see the size of these strut towers here? Huge.
Off-road capability.
Man, and here's a big thing that I'm seeing too, is it's following after the Ford on the 150s. Take a look from this side over here, but look at your boxed framing that goes underneath here for your substructure underneath your fender. That's a big F-150 thing. Take a look down here too from maybe my angle, but just a massive freaking frame. Even though they say it's a unibody, that's a frame. I'm sorry, but that's a frame. You got unibody, maybe you got a mixture of both. It's a hybrid frame unibody. That just happened. Ford, you got it going on, man. Huge sound deadening. Also, it's the fire retardant material that's up here on your firewall. You've also got the fire retardant material that's going to drop over the engine if there was an engine fire situation going on here. But man, I'm telling you, this thing is, I'm impressed. This is the 2020 Ford Explorer. It's here at Lasco Ford. We've got them available. Give us a call. Check us out on our website, lascoford.com. If you have questions, pick up the phone or get online. Shoot us an email, shoot us a text. You can text, you can chat, you can do everything you want to do there. But this is a 2020 Ford Explorer. I'm Paul Zagman here at Lasco Ford in Fenton, Michigan. We appreciate you watching. If you got questions, put them in the comments. We'll help find answers together. This is so new, I can't even tell you everything about it yet. I'm going to keep on exploring the Ford Explorer. Appreciate you watching. We'll talk to you soon.